Hello, welcome to the channel, ladies and gents. Let's talk about Hawkeye. Episodes 1 and 2 have just been released over on Disney+. We've got no Jasper cameo. There we go, we got just on cue. We got a Jasper cameo. You're alright? You okay? What are you doing? He just wants to get involved. Anyway, Jasper themed merch in the description box for Christmas, so check it out down below. Sorry, Jasper thought he would interrupt this review real quick. Anyway, Hawkeye review. Let's talk about it, right, ladies and gents. Episodes 1 and 2. Is this good so far? Christmas themed. Is it good? For the family, absolutely. Like, sort of a wholesome family goodness. Yeah, a little bit PG in parts. But it is pretty Christmassy-ish, you know. You could definitely do a better story for Hawkeye for sure. It feels a little bit on the nose on purpose. You know, Hawkeye's downplayed quite a lot and things like this, but I also feel like that's kind of the point of it. Now, I'm not a massive fan of the Marvel TV shows. I haven't been anyway. Really didn't like WandaVision. Couldn't care less about it. Quite enjoyed Loki. Haven't bothered to watch anything else. This popped up and I thought, why not? It's Christmas. Let's have a look, see if I like it. What's the story? Mild spoilers. We'll talk about it, of course. Very mild spoilers. The story is basically about, and you've seen it in the trailer anyway. The story is about the Ronin costume ending up in Kate Bishop's hands, and then Clint Barton having to track it down and basically clean up a bunch of mess. And then, you know, murder mystery ensues, that sort of thing. One thing which was, from a technical perspective, the first episode was really strange. And I've just gone on IMDb to see if it's directed by two different people, i.e. episode 1 and episode 2. And they're not. Because in episode 1, there are so many lens flares. I was really concerned. Like, are we back to J.J. Abrams' days here or something like that? It was very strange. Like, we're talking just lens flares everywhere. Non-stop. Why? And then I'm watching episode 2 and I'm like, oh, there's no lens flares. Cool. Must be directed by someone else. No, same guy. Reese someone. Yeah, don't get it. Don't understand whether that was a stylistic choice or not. No idea. Very confusing. So yeah, drop the lens flares. Hope they don't make another appearance. Action's been pretty decent. The cinematography's been pretty decent. It is about what you'd expect from such a high-end studio as Marvel, right? On their premiere streaming platform, Disney+. The Doge appears. I like it. Jeremy Renner, good actor. I feel he's a tricky one. I feel almost like he's phoning it in a little bit. And I've recently read an article, an interview with him, where he said he had to battle with Marvel to basically be able to get time off to see his daughter from filming this stuff. Which is funny, because obviously the whole this whole series is set pre-Christmas. He needs to clean up this mess, character, to then go and see his family. And I'm like, there's some bitter irony in there somewhere, isn't there? But I feel like maybe he's phoning in it a little bit. And I feel like maybe he just seems a bit done with the character now. Which, maybe that's an indication of where the series is going to end up. I.e., he's going to pass the mantle over to Kate Bishop, who is, of course, another Archer. Which seems likely, but I could be wrong. It's Haley Steinfeld. I like her as an actress. I think she's pretty decent. I think she's been in some good stuff. She was really good, in True Grit? I'm pretty certain she was in True Grit. She's fantastic. That was my first introduction to her as an actor. And I thought she was stellar in that. And in this, she's pretty good. We open up actually in the Chitauri attack in New York, and I didn't realise what it was at that sort of point in time whilst I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, cool, the Chitauri attack from another perspective, a civilian's perspective, someone whose life gets shaken upside down. I thought that was really quite smart and quite nice to actually open up like that. And I think that's like an untapped gold mine in the Marvel universe. Personally, viewing the viewing the events that we've seen, but on the peripheral from someone else's perspective that is affected by it on a grander scale. But also, in the case of Kate Bishop, this is how she's affected by it and actually how she uses it as motivation in her own life. She becomes a prize-winning archer, one of the best archers out there. She becomes, you know, mixed martial artist or whatever it is, martial artist. She's good with fencing and swords and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's nice. Like, it's good to see that, you know, Hawkeye can be an inspiration to people. But they do play up the Hawkeye as like a loser character. You know, there's even dialogue between Kate Bishop and Clint Barton saying, you know, your problem's branding. You know, you're not very good at selling stuff. And he's like, I don't want to sell stuff. And he's like, yeah, but you do. You are selling stuff. He's like, no, not really. I don't want to sell stuff. Yeah, your problem's branding. No, I don't really care. And he's playing this sort of like old man dad type that just doesn't want to be there, but he's forced into it. He's got hearing aid now. That's what I mean. Like, it really, I don't know whether it's the character or he is phoning it in a little bit, but he does give off the impression he doesn't want to be there in multiple senses, i.e. the character as well as the actor. But it's good how they've shaped that character now. They have definitely changed that character, and they've showed him to be weathered and worn down by the events that have taken place, which I think is unfortunate because, like I said earlier in the review, I think it bodes for the outcome of his character in this series. Maybe. I could be wrong, but it seems that way. Anyway, there's loads of people from the underworld trying to track down the Ronin, because obviously the Ronin suit has appeared again, and they believe it's the Ronin who is back, and they're like, right, we need to get him. And that's why Clint Barton gets involved with Kate Bishop, because she has the costume. I'm not going to tell you why or how or anything like that. There's no point. That's where the spoilers happen. But it'll be interesting to see where this unfolds. There is a character that appears at the end of episode 2, which I think will be interesting to watch and see where they go with it. Because sort of logical conclusion to that character and the interaction with these characters shouldn't lead to a massive altercation, but I think inevitably it will, and I'll be intrigued to see where they go with it, quite frankly. So if you've seen it, let me know what you think down below. I'm going to be keen to watch this on the lead up to Christmas, just because it is a bit Christmassy. I think it's definitely subpar for the character. I think you could have done something better. I think this grounds the character in the public's opinion of him, i.e. what the hell's he doing on the Avengers team? He's boring. But I think like you could have done the character a bit more justice. But I also think there's something artistically genius in doing that as well, giving the audience what they believe the character to be, and then maybe elevating him above that by the end of the series. Or just playing on it, hanging a lantern on it and going, yeah, but he's still motivation for people. I think that's cool. So I will be watching this. What do you guys think, though? Let me know down below in the comment section if you're new here. Please do hit subscribe, give the video a like and a share. Thanks so much. Take care.